Hi everybody, it's December 15th, 2013. I'd like to talk about the passing of Peter O'Toole. I don't want to get into his religious or political leanings. I'm not quite sure where, and I'm not sure he was quite sure what he thought about certain things. But I do want to talk about his film career. If he was in a film, you can guarantee that it was a major, major film. And a lot of the time, it had to do with biblical things. And the last two films he was in were two very interesting films. The second to last was One Night with the King. It was about Queen Esther. I'll get back to that in a second. And the last one it looks like he was in was For Greater Glory. It's when the Catholic Church was being persecuted by the Mexican government. But that was the last one. He played the priest who was killed, and the very old priest who was killed very early in the movie, like one of the first murders. Now, back to this One Night with the King about Queen Esther in 2006. As you may know, I've opined that 2013, the Blessed Mother's apparitions in Fatima, Portugal, sort of, I really believe, are pointing to the year 2013. Her apparitions there happened on the 13th of the month in 1917. The angel first appeared, the angel of Portugal first appeared in 1916, but her apparitions in Fatima were 1917. And they were usually the 13th of the month, although I think it was in August. It wasn't the 13th of the month because the children were thrown in jail by whoever they were, the Masonic government or whatever that was over there at the time. So that appearance was postponed because the poor kids were in jail. So when the Blessed Mother appeared in Fatima, Portugal, it seemed like she was pointing to Queen Esther, who interceded for her people actually at that point it was in Persia, which is modern day Iran, interestingly. So, because she appeared with a star on the lower part of her mantle, and she appeared as Our Lady of Fatima in Portugal. Of course, at the end, she was trying to save her people from slaughter. Haman, the Persian, had it in for the Jews. And she heard about it, and she interceded with the king. And the Jews were spared, and Haman got the gibbet, was hung, instead of the Jews being killed. So, I don't know if they realized it, but October 13th is the miracle at Fatima. That's when it took place in 1917. And the release date on this movie was October 13th, which was really interesting. But perhaps they chose that date just sort of randomly, in a sense that the 13th of the month was when the Jews were supposed to be killed, and I think what happened was they ended up being saved on that day. So it was really interesting anyway, because I thought, how could Hollywood have gotten that? Because there is a connection between Queen Esther and Our Lady of Fatima, and the miracle of Fatima was October 13th. How could they get all that sort of intertwined? I didn't think they were that religiously savvy to do that. But for whatever reason, I thought that was pretty cool. So there you have it. I think, again, this is pointing to a little correlation of different things, I think. This, like I said, regardless of what his personal views were on religion or certain things, but regardless of all of that, this guy was an icon. And it was interesting how we're getting a little tap on the shoulder here about Queen Esther and Fatima and Persia and Iran in his passing. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.